And then the next one is Insider Alpha. So Insider Alpha is looking at right now the Form 4 that's filed with the SEC. So for any publicly traded decision maker, board member, or significant equity owner or family member, they have to disclose every single trade they make. And it's usually disclosed within 24 to 48 hours. And you'll see that. So for example, the chief medical officer of Madrigal Pharmaceuticals was selling, right? And it's interesting because it's like an involuntary sell, right? So it's telling you it's a forced liquidation or forced sell or forced distribution. So that potentially is not as powerful as the chief information officer, for example, for Red Violet selling, right? Now, how much do they, what's their net impact to their equity position? It's showing you it's minus 3%, right? You can look at their chief financial officers also selling. So that's interesting. So I'd have to examine this a little further, but it's the same opportunity. If you want to trade these, you just click trade and then you'll immediately be able to execute them. And it's as simple as saying, oh, I want to buy $1,000 worth of, or let's say $800 worth of, you can do fractional shares. You can scale in, scale out. You can be as sophisticated as you want. You could say, I want to buy at, this particular asset is at $59. So I want to buy at 58. I want to buy at 56 and 55. And then I want to buy 75 and 10 and 15. So you can scale in and then you can scale out too. So if you're going along, then you can do it that way. And then it'll scale out exactly to the quantity that you want. Or you can distribute over time just through purchases across tranches. So you say, I want to buy over the course of the next 5 hours, and I'm willing to accept up to a slippage threshold of 0.22%. Or you can say, I can schedule it at a future date and time. And you can then, like I mentioned, you can say, I want to go and execute it across multiple accounts. And I want to buy it on Charles Schwab. I want to buy it on Alpaca. And I want to be able to execute it all at the same time. And you can also do smart routing, which is executing it on-chain or off-chain. And then you go and you long. And then when you go long, of course, the market's closed now. But if you want to go long, it'll go and queue it up for it to be executed tomorrow morning at 9:30. So that's Insider Alpha. And there's so much more. You can look at top insiders. You can look at sector flows. You can look at individualized statistical clusters of assets that are being bought. You can look at the cross-section again of where insiders are selling alongside politicians who are also selling, or vice versa. You can see where insiders are buying while politicians are buying at the same time, and you can do cross-flock analysis. There's so much that you can do. You can track 10% owners, discretionary purchases, planned liquidations, transfers, Congress selling or buying, squeeze setups only. So that could also be interesting, where you have the rising short interest is spiking up, and that's potentially going to lead to a squeeze. You can identify those assets as well alongside involuntary taxes. There's so much that you can do within the Insider Alpha. And then, so those are really the 5 main core trading applications that are within Blockcircle that allow you at the simple click of a button to immediately execute any trade you want. So there's nothing like this on the market. There's nothing even remotely close that allows you to have a unified on-chain, off-chain interface to execute simple all the way to advanced conditional orders. So, but yeah, that's my main overview. I hope you find it helpful. And if you have questions, please ask.